What's up, y'all? How are we? This has not been a thing in a while. I have not done, my voice sounds weird. Snapchat, not Snapchat, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I have not done a chit chat get ready with me in a minute, and I've just been feeling compelled to do so just because, y'all, my life has been crazy since I got back to school. Not crazy, but it's just been very different and not something that I have been accustomed to. And it's just, you know, life goes through it, you know, you progress in life, and you know, so I just wanted to make a chit chat get ready with me, come back, touch base, let's chat. But quick update. So it's currently, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. It's 3:08 in the morning. And what happened? I'm gonna kind of like, I guess I can start, because why not? I'm gonna be starting, I'm going for like a fall look, giving, you know, I'm feeling spooky and shit. So I'm gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is actually my first time using this palette. I got it a few months back. I just been ordering makeup like hell, but I haven't been like filming any looks. So I don't know, I was just like, let me use some. But basically what's been going on, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Today was interesting, you know. I woke up, went to class and stuff, and what happened? I don't know, I just be so tired. Like, I be staying up so late. I don't know what I really be doing, but I just be staying up late, and I guess I don't get like enough hours of sleep. This is blending interesting. I don't know how I feel about this color. But I just haven't been getting enough sleep, basically. So like, I'll come home after I get out of class, because I have like basically I have 17 credit hours, but I only be having like class twice a day because I have one Saturday class out the month. So I have like Monday, Tuesday I have 2 classes a day, and then Wednesday I have 3 classes, and then on Friday I have 1 class. So yeah, that's kind of how my schedule is. So it's like, and in those classes I do think that I was prepared for classes to start, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. So classes have started, and I'm just trying to get a hold of my life, because so much is going on, and I feel like I wasn't properly like preparing myself for some of the stuff. Like, so basically, like, school has not really, so far college hasn't been super challenging to me or anything like that, just because like a lot of the material, a lot of the classes that I was in was just stuff that I already knew. It was like off of basic knowledge. So it was like, okay, this is not really hard to me, or it wasn't really hard to prepare for. But this semester I'm taking media law, media ethics, and if you don't know, my major is strategic communication, so that's basically like PR type of stuff. And what other classes what am I taking? Media law, media ethics, political science, stuff like that. Like, I'm, you know, getting more so in my major. I've always been in my major, but like more classes, like heavily. So basically my media law class has just been a lot. Like, I guess I've never taken a class this rigorous that I'm just like, it's hard for me to like study for the material. So I had been feeling like, okay, like, bitch, you're not doing well on these quizzes. So I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe I'll drop the class. Like, freshman year, I told myself, okay, I needed to drop this class, but I kind of like, honestly, I don't even know where this outlook is going. But I told myself to drop a class, and I didn't do it because I was like, I can push through, and then I ended up getting a bad grade in the class. My GPA is still fine, but basically I could have tried to take the class again if I would have dropped it, and then I wouldn't have to like, you know, have that burden on me like, oh, well, bitch, you didn't do good in this class. Because like, I'm my biggest critic, so it's kind of like I'm always hard on myself as far as like when it comes to, you know, academics, because like school has always come to me like naturally. I'm not gonna say like I'm the most impeccable student or like, but I feel like I'm a decent student. Like I like to, you know, go above and beyond. So like I was saying, like this semester, like it's been a little bit challenging just because it's just something I'm not accustomed to. So I'm just trying to, you know, like, I was feeling like I wanted to drop the class, but you know, I had been going to speak to my professor since, you know, shit has not been in my favor this semester. And she's just like, girl, like, you know, just stay in the class. So I basically just got done like doing a little bit of studying for that class, because I've been asleep all day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay up. So basically, yeah, I'm just really just trying to get my life back in control, like really just be back on my shit, because like niggas really be out here and they be praying on my downfall. Niggas, people be praying on your downfall. Like, folks really will be in your face like, oh, I'm so proud of you, da, 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 but they really just be wanting shit. People really, you know, I don't like to have an attitude that people are just like not good, but people really just don't be shit, and that's just the reality of it. Because sometimes I'm not shit. Like, you gotta admit that stuff. Like, you have to be like, am I shit? And then sometimes you don't be, and that's okay. But moral of the story is, people been praying on my downfall, but like, I'm not gonna let that stuff like I'm not gonna let all of like I try not to. I like to think positively and optimistically about life, and like I don't want to let any of my circumstances, whether they're, you know, negative, to really affect how my outlook on life. So I really just want to remain positive, and I want to learn from any like mistakes that I've, you know, had, or any like mishaps in life, or anything that life has not really worked in my favor. I want to just take positivity out of the situation rather than dwelling on the negative, because when you just be dwelling on the negative of a situation, you'll never be happy if you're just always such a negative person. It's always like a Debbie Downer. So I'm just trying to make the best out of my situations as far as school, because I mean, I want to make sure that I graduate somebody's cum laude. Like I have to, you know, be an honor graduate, and just, you know, I set certain goals for myself when I came to college, and I want to make sure that I do accomplish those things and make, you know, Nia, who came to college, very proud. So yeah, I feel like I just went off on a tangent, but oh well. What else did I have to talk about? But yeah, basically junior year is just challenging. I don't know if anybody out there who's a junior in college or even a junior in high school. I remember junior year of high school was a lot too, because I really didn't have my life figured out, and I don't have my life figured out now. Does this look messy? Like, does this look like it's not blending? Because like I'm looking in the mirror, but it's so far. I kind of want to do a cut crease, but I don't know, like junior year just has been very challenging, and I mean, life gets hard. Like my friend Ayo, shout out to Ayo, bro. She was, because I was down and out, and Ayo's she's a senior, so she's taken my media law class before, and she was just like, girl, like you have to suck that shit up, like take the class, Nia. And I'm like, you know what, that's why we friends. So she just, you know, gave me some good words of encouragement, because I was really not feeling it, like, because I've never been a poor student. Like I've always done great when it came to school. But more of the story, junior year can just be challenging, but school is not gonna be the same. So you gotta make sure you grind and you putting in the work and doing what you have to do. Especially, I mean, if school is a place that you want to be. Granted, school is not for everyone, which is cool, but school is for me. I'm here. I'm spending a lot of money to attend an illustrious, historically Black college or university, and I feel as though I should take advantage of my education, and then all of the, you know, everything, all the opportunities that I'm granted. I didn't tell y'all. So one of my subscribers reached out to me via Twitter and was like, girl, like I think you should apply for this like conference. It was an opportunity, all expense paid, you know, provided by Spotify. It's called the Opening Act. It's for HBCU students, and it's basically talking about how media and tech kind of integrate or whatever. So I just had to fill out like an application, and like you could submit a video or an essay. I chose to do a video because I mean, I make videos. So I made a video basically just talking about like where we'll just talk about some basic stuff. So I was like, okay, like this semester I've been all about like taking risk, and like, cause like I feel like in the past, like it's in high school and stuff, like I knew I was smart, but I sometimes thought like other people were smarter than me. So like I didn't apply for as many scholarships because I didn't think I would get them, or I would apply for some and not hear back from people. And then I was just like, well damn, like that kind of like made me give up, or like be pessimistic towards applying for opportunities. But this semester I'm like, girl, fuck that shit. Like just apply for stuff. Like you just never know you never know what opportunities you might be granted. So I applied for it, and I heard back from them, and I was like, hey. So basically it's a conference for like 3 days, and we're gonna go to New York. It's all expense paid. They pay for our hotel, pay for our, you know, our flight. 1 second. Okay, so they pretty much pay for everything, and we're just gonna go through some like panels, connect, network, just, you know, my type of party where I'm able to kind of like just gain some better knowledge in my field. Because honestly, like after I graduate, I really just want to be a self-employed baddie. But you know, that's where I want to be. But you know, maybe if I do have to end up working with somebody, I want to be a place where I can be happy with the job that I have. So with that being said, basically I'm just still actively searching for opportunities and internships and stuff like that as of now, because I don't know where life will take me after graduation. Hopefully. Okay, I got really focused trying to do this little cut crease. I don't know what shade I want to do. Do I do color, or like I always keep it super neutral? I feel like that blue is a bit bold. I want to go for like a fall look. So maybe I keep it gold, and like I'm gonna do gold. Okay, so what were we talking about before I got super focused? I don't know. Lately, like as far as YouTube, I know y'all be missing me, because I really do be missing being on here. But like I said, like life really did take control. It took control. But I really want to make sure that I continue to make content, because lately, you know, because so it's not, I'm not saying like I'm one that always, I'm always on my channel, I preach like, you know, don't let what somebody else is doing in their lane, you know, like affect how you think about yours. Like stay in your lane, because what's for you will always be for you. But like lately I've just been feeling like not as successful here on YouTube because I'm not as consistent. Like consistency is honestly the key in anything that you do if you want to see like results from what you're doing, and you want to see success from it. It's all about being consistent, and that goes with anything. That goes with studying, that goes with sports, that goes with a healthy, you know, communication with someone, you know. And consistency is just important in anything that you feel like you're passionate about, because if you only want to be, if you want to be good at something, you can't just do it one day out the week. You have to do it, you know, all the time, because practice doesn't make necessarily perfect, but it will let you see, you'll see results from it, is what I'm trying to say. So basically I just feel like I haven't been as successful just because I don't devote as much time as I would like to, you know, that I would wish to here on YouTube, just because, like I said, life did, it took control. And just because like sometimes I feel unmotivated, or like not seeing, like, and not saying that views and all of that is the most important thing about here on YouTube, but like because I just enjoy making videos, like that's what's fun to me. But when you see like you put so much hard work into the content that you make and you just feel like it's overlooked, it can kind of be like, damn, I really don't, is it worth it? Is it worth all the time that I put in? But then, you know, it's like a battle that you have. So it's like, you know, I love this, but does it love me back sometimes? So that's, you know, that's the best way I can describe it. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna say that, you know, that makes me not want to be here on YouTube. Just sometimes it just can be like, damn, I'm just sad. But I mean, you know, I still love this platform, and I love being able to reach the masses. And like, of course, I love to spread the knowledge about hair, and like I really want to, you know, inspire people, or like let people know that obtaining a you know, going after a higher education, like going to college, or, you know, getting a certification is definitely an attainable goal if you set it for yourself. So that's what I like doing here on YouTube. You know, like I feel like oftentimes like people like me, and I'm not saying like people who have these types of channels shouldn't be successful, but like, you know, channels that are just strictly devoted to like pranks, and I just feel like that stuff is, you know, because it's so, that's what's like, you know, trending. So that's what clearly the people with little kids, or like just people who like to watch stuff like that, want to see. But that's not the kind of content that I make. Like I feel like I'll never, like, I'm not gonna say like sell myself out to like that side of YouTube, but like in a sense, like, I mean, of course pranks are cool, they're cute. Like I would love to do like pranks on my friends and stuff like that, but I feel like, what is that honestly? What is that really? That's not empowering. And granted, everything doesn't have to be empowering. I always want to be like, I feel like everything has to have like a movement or a reason behind it, but I'm a very like practical person, if that makes sense. I'm about to deepen up my crease, and I'm gonna blend everything out. So I also wanted to bring up something I thought was really important, which would be relationships. And that doesn't just mean like the dating world. That means like friendships, you know, relationships that you have with your parents, with your family members, and things like that. And I feel like oftentimes, like when we're close to people, we kind of what am I trying to say, like when we're close to people, we kind of take them for granted. Like sometimes, I'm not saying that all the times, but like sometimes in some situations, like we take what we do have in front of us for granted, and don't really like express properly how we like, you know, we're appreciative of the people that we have in our lives. Like granted, like friendships, relationships, all of these like types of the relationships matter. Like even if you're not intimately involved with someone in a relationship, like that relationship is important, and it does need to be fed properly. So where I'm going with this is like, I feel like it's very important, like, and it's even for me, like it's very hard to be vocal about things that I want sometimes. Like I just expect people to read my mind and know what's going on, but you have to, like, I really want people to understand like communication is very essential. Like if you don't vocalize the things that you know want, or the way that you feel, the next party is not really gonna know, because I mean, of course you can show actions like, okay, I'm upset, and like, you know, throw fits and like have attitudes, but like, what is that really solving? Like, when you really just are like very vulnerable and open with someone about like how you feel, and that's hard. Like, I know it's very hard to like open up to people and like really let them all in on like everything that you're feeling, because who really wants to feel like their guard is completely down and, you know, anything can happen? Because once somebody like, you know, knows like your emotions and stuff, like it's very easy for them to if they did, to take advantage or manipulate you or like be the reason for a downfall. Because like, honestly, like the enemy is never really a stranger. It's always someone that you know. I'm not saying like everybody's your enemy. I'm just saying like that's usually what it is, because like people are typically scared to let people in or to be vulnerable, because when you know everything about someone, it's very easy for you to, if you want to have malintent, to know, like, try to make them look bad. But basically what I'm saying is though, I just feel like it's important that we make sure that we are telling people how we, you know, appreciative of them that we are and the relationships that we do have with them, and like how we feel about things as far as like, okay, I didn't like that, rather than, you know, expecting people to know that you feel the type of way, because if you don't say anything, nobody will know. Like, a closed mouth does not get fed. All right, so I had to like concentrate again back on my eyes, but now it's time for the face. So I just sprayed my face with some Fix Plus. I haven't really been doing like a, oh, I'm talking type of thing, like telling you all what products I'm using. Oh, let me tell you about these lashes. So these are the style Grand from the Lash Firm. They are a black owned lash company. I have been just supporting the hell out of black businesses lately because we have to, and I'm going to. So these lashes, this is probably my 4th time wearing them, and they happen to be one of the most like comfortable pair. I have never owned a pair of minks, but 2 companies ended up, well, I purchased these ones, but one company ended up, Fenty Beauty Primer, sending me some lashes, and they were okay, but they weren't the most comfortable because they felt like, I don't know, they didn't feel comfortable on my, like, it just felt like my lashes were hurting, which is weird. But basically this company, I don't feel like, if you know, as long as you put on lashes right, and I was putting on the other ones right, it just did not feel comfortable on my lid. And these feel so good, and I've gotten like multiple wears out of them, and they're a little bit more dramatic than I typically go for, because I usually just wear like demi wispy lashes, but I noticed that they make such a difference in my makeup, and I really like them. Like, I have a few pairs that I got, but I've been just wearing these ones. I've been super oily lately. I know this is kind of turning into like makeup / like life, but like honestly, I'm gonna just put some Sacha Buttercup powder where I get really oily, which is really honestly my nose. But basically, honestly, out of life, I'm really just praying and just hoping that I'm just a successful girl. Like, that's all I want to be. I just want to make myself proud. You gotta make yourself proud first before you make anybody else proud. But just, you know, serve as someone that can show people like, yeah, you can do this shit too. Because I feel like oftentimes we don't. And my fucking, like, I always end up trying to get inspirational. But it's just good to see people from where you're from, or somebody that looks like you, doing some awesome stuff. Like, representation is so important. Like, Issa Rae and Insecure, I love that show, because first of all, Issa is just so relatable. Like, it's actually just funny. I love her because she's so me. Like, she's so awkward. If you haven't watched Awkward Black Girl or Insecure, you're actually wrong. So I think you need to watch that. But basically, I just feel like representation is so important, because we have to see people that look like us doing great things. Like, it really makes us and inspires us to want to do great. Like, and of course you should, you know, want to do great just because, but it's like that extra push. Like, in media, like, we're just not often portrayed in a positive light, and just being able to see somebody doing something that you might want to do, like a black doctor, a black ballerina, a black playwright, just anybody black. And like Issa Rae said, rooting for anybody black. This foundation is doing some weird stuff. It's not blending out. I'll be right back. I like living off campus. I don't know if you guys want me to do like a video, like a pros and cons on my vlogging channel, like just talk about the pros and cons of living off campus, the expenses, because honestly, girl, y'all gotta be working on y'all credit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm more of a like independent type of person, so I do a lot of stuff, you know, on my own, and I've learned a lot of stuff on my own. And you know, my parents have taught me things as well, but a lot of things life have taught me, just because, you know, you have to experience things differently when you kind of like are more so on the independent side. Like, I'm not really the type of person who like, I don't depend on people. I don't really depend on my parents. Of course I depend on them, you know, for like especially like emotional support, but as far as like financially, not necessarily, just because I've been working since I was 16. Like, I had a job at not a courthouse. Where did I work at first when I was 16? At a city hall. That's where I used to work, at a city hall. And you know, I started working at city hall, and then I started working at Zaxby's. I love the chicken. I tried to be a vegetarian. That never worked out for me. But this foundation is blending out so damn patchy. You got your credit together. Like, a lot of, you know, for me personally, just from my experiences in life, like, when did I buy my first car? Like, I had it when I was in high school. I got like a car. It was a my favorite little cute bug. It was a 98 Volkswagen Beetle. It was red, and it had cheetah like seats. It was so cute. That was one of my first cars, but it wasn't it was great to like get around town, but you know, I go to school in Virginia, and I'm from Georgia. I feel like my skin is so dry, but I'm from Georgia, and basically that car was not gonna make it here. So I ended up in 2016, the summer of 2016, I ended up buying my first car. And I did that, you know, it wasn't necessarily planned, because I didn't necessarily like, I saved up, but I could have definitely saved up some more to get a car. But I didn't do it off impulse, because I know I needed a car, but I got it. So I got it, and that was like the kickoff of me starting off my credit. So make sure, like, if you plan on doing anything like big financially, and I'm glad that I was like, I was making money off YouTube, and I was making money from like working a regular job, and I was really able to keep my credit score in a good state, just because I was paying my bills and my water bill, my car note, like in a timely fashion. So like things like that can help your credit. What else helped my credit? Yeah, I was a little bit skeptical. I don't even know how we got on the thing of credit, but I definitely think that I want to start educating myself a little bit more on being a little bit more financially stable, and I want to start saving more, and as well as just being more financially responsible, because it's just important to, you know, it's minorities. I forget that I always go off on a tangent, but basically, typically minorities, we're at a disadvantage when it comes to talking about economics, finances, things like that, because we've been at such a disadvantage for such a long time, because those were like things like that. We didn't, especially for African Americans, we didn't really come in this country having property and having old money. So like, we're kind of like, you know, like set behind it, especially like our, you know, our white, our sometimes Asian, our counterparts that have a little bit better knowledge about, and education as far as financial finances and things like that. So I kind of want to like make sure that me as a person, I continue to educate myself a little bit more, how I can keep my credit at a good state, how I can make, you know, proper decisions financially, and, you know, save more. Like, make sure that you set up a savings account, and that you don't just blow all your money. If you can't afford it, don't buy things. Save, work on your credit score. Like, these are things that we're not often taught. We're just taught to be consumers without really being responsible when we spend. Make sure that you are keeping yourself educated as far as finances, because, you know, credit can be a good and a bad thing. It can be, some people, if you run up a credit card and you don't pay things off, you're gonna fuck yourself up. But don't spend what you don't have. Get a credit card, or do things to build your credit, but don't necessarily get a credit card and you don't have no money to pay back a credit card, so now you're in a hole. So for me, basically, I'll buy like gas and groceries with my credit card, and I have a credit card through my bank. So that was pretty much easy to set up, because it's through my bank and I'm able to check it in my bank app. But basically, I'll buy like gas, groceries, money that I have for things already, and then I'll pay it back. Or if I do purchase anything like an electronic device, like I bought my iMac like half cash, half credit, just make sure when you get paid again, like you make those minimum payments. I personally just make a big payment so that I just pay off the bulk of the purchase that I made, so that, you know, I don't keep running up my score. I'm just all about like financial responsibility. You just have to know like yourself, set limits, and don't really go crazy when you get a credit card, because that shit really that will fuck up your credit. And girl, if you got fucked up credit, you might as well just hang it up. So I want to touch on one more subject, and it's honestly something that's not necessarily been affecting me, but something that has been going on around me and like in my life. And I don't do this type of stuff, so it's just been a lot of like drama and just negativity. So I wanted to really touch on like dealing with negative people and not really letting, am I like getting bronzy? And not letting them affect you, because if you feed into that shit will eat you whole. So like for me at my school, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything, like I don't ever want anyone to think that I'm full of myself, because that's not the case. That's just not the case at all about me. So basically it's just been a lot of like drama surrounding my name, and like just people worried about me that, you know, they should not be worried about me, because I should never be. I feel like if you're concerned about me, if you're so concerned about me, you need to pay a bill of mine, or you need to be taking care of me if you just want to keep, you know, worried about what I have going on in my life. So basically with that being said, like my name, people really out here trying to sully my name. And like T Grizzly said, niggas really just be preying on your downfall. So like with dealing with negative people, you have to learn like they're negative for a reason. So like they're miserable. They wish that they had something that you had. They wish that they had some sort of like position that they you know, it's a bit envious when people are being negative towards you. Unless, you know, you caused it yourself. Oh, that was sharp. Unless you've you know, you brought on negativity to yourself. But oftentimes it's typically from someone who's envious of you and kind of wants to make you, because, you know, misery loves company. So with that being said, I hope I didn't do that too high. Misery loves company, and people really just want to be miserable and they want to be negative so that they can get a reaction out of you, and so that they can see you stooping down to their level. But you really got to boss up on folks, because that shit really kills you. Like, I know people, y'all have ever gone through a phase like in life where you did not like somebody, and if they did some shit that you know, like was fire, like was bomb or anything, like people they be mad when they see you out here succeeding. So that's how you really got to know like you're doing something right. When folks just start hating on you for no fucking reason, or just being mad over the dumbest shit and talking bad on your name, you're doing some shit that they just mad because that's not something that they're doing right now. But you can't feed into that negativity, because if you feed into negativity, you will take away your own happiness. And you worried about somebody worried about you is not gonna help you make no money. Like I said, if they're not trying to pay a bill, worried about you and being concerned about what you have going on, you can't feed into it, which is hard. All right, y'all, so I'm all put together, and it's 4:57, so it's damn near 5 o'clock. And I just feel like spooky and shit. Like, I like this little look. But I just want to say thank you guys so much if you did happen to make it towards the end of this video, or to the end of this video, just because thank you for listening to what I was talking about, because my mouth was running. But I just want to make this chit chat get ready with me, just because like a lot of times like people, I don't know, they think that because I sit in front of a camera sometimes that I'm not a real person that has feelings, that struggles and goes through all the same shit that, you know, anybody else does. The only difference between me and somebody who might watch my video, or even if you don't watch my videos, is I'm in front of a camera. That's literally the only difference. Like, I go through the same shit. So with all of that being said, I want to just leave this video on a positive note. If you've been feeling down, if you've been dealing with negativity, if you've been contemplating on, you know, making your dreams come true, anything that's filled with doubt or negativity or, you know, pessimism, let it go. Like, life is too short to be concerned about what others think about you, or second guessing some things that you might want to do. Just do and you know, keep all that other stuff like behind you. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys like this little look. It's like a cranberry cut crease, and I don't know, like I'm trying to do my makeup more, like play with stuff more. I think it looks good though. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Let me know any video suggestions or anything that you probably want to see on my channel. Just, you know, let's have some conversations. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It's all at Niabiafoefia. Go subscribe to my vlog channel. Make sure y'all go listen to Kalela's new album. If you know me, you know I fucks with Kalela. If you guys want a playlist, a lot of people have been asking for a playlist of my music. I've been saying I was gonna do it. I've started one on Apple Music, but let me know if you would prefer Apple Music or Spotify where I put my playlist. But let me stop chatting. I'll see you all in my next video.